Welcome back to Drafters Call, and today we're going to be talking about a couple other prospects that are in this year's NFL Draft. The first one I'd like to mention, this is by far my favorite prospect in this year's NFL Draft, is Ashton Jeanty out of Boise State. He was a standout running back with 2,601 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns in 2024. He won the Doug Walker Award and unanimous All-American honors. A couple draft scenarios for him is first, I didn't think the Jags would be in play. I mentioned prior that I feel like Mason Graham will go there, even though that could be a reach. And today I'm looking at odds on players being drafted, and Ashton Jeanty shifted into being one that has the highest odds going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So there is a good possibility we could see the best running back in this year's class going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That would be a good pickup. It would definitely not be a reach because I feel like Jeanty is top 3. I would even personally put him number 1 in prospects in this draft just because of how good he did. Another scenario, a pick before them, is the New England Patriots. Again, it all depends how they feel on offensive tackle Will Campbell. If they don't really like the arm length with Will Campbell or think he's a generational guy, I think they go with the generational running back with Ashton Jeanty. I feel like Jeanty would elevate that offense. It would give it more of a running game. Ramondre, I mentioned, he's a solid back, got a lot of power, just sometimes has fumble issues. I feel like bringing in a guy like Jeanty, a generational guy, you get a guy that can bring an explosive element to this offense. After 4 and 5, you can see him possibly drop to the Chicago Bears. And Bears fans, if you're hearing this, you're probably happy about that. I don't think it will happen. I don't think he'll make it past 4 and 5. But if he does, the Chicago Bears are not going to hesitate and take Ashton Jeanty. For the Chicago Bears, that can give the offense a really good running back to kind of take some pressure off of Caleb Williams. They need that. One other sneaky team I feel like could get Jeanty if he falls is the team at pick 9 with the New Orleans Saints. There are some uncertainties of what is going on in the New Orleans Saints running back room, so I could see Jeanty fall in there. I don't think the Saints, they have many other needs for me to justify them picking Jeanty. Another prospect I want to talk about is Shedeur Sanders, quarterback out of Colorado, was throwing the ball to Travis Hunter. This guy could be drafted as early as pick 2 and could fall all the way to late Friday night and be a day 2 pick. This is a guy, a lot of people said he's kind of arrogant in his interviews. He also just isn't that good to some. I mean, I could see why. But he can get drafted as early as 2 to the Cleveland Browns, especially since they need quarterback. He could go to the Saints, even though they have Derek Carr. I see them getting a young guy. But again, another team have other glaring needs than just quarterback and running back to throw a guy in there. But one team that really sticks out to me is I feel like if Shedeur were to fall this far to pick 21 to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I feel like Shedeur could go there. I feel like he could get drafted at 21 if he falls there. That's the last line of defense of him falling second day. So if he's at 21, I think the Steelers will pick him. Unless first round keeps going on, and another team like the Browns or the Saints want to trade back into the first round to get him. But overall, Shedeur has a very high draft pick capability, but a very low pick capability considering he can be a first round pick to some. Let me know what you guys think. I think Ashton Jeanty going to the Jags or Patriots would be a good move. I feel like Shedeur going to the Browns at 2 would kind of be a waste. I feel like you have more needs to fill, much like the Saints. Shedeur falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers would be a little ideal because him and Mike Tomlin had good interviews. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and bye bye.